turned over and Brandon's already started them all. All right, bringing you another round of the Store Championship from NeverBoard Gaming Community's Liliana of the Veil Store Championship event. Right now, this is going to be round 2 of the top 8 cuts. We're seeing Norbut again piloting Jund and Brandon on Amulet Titan. And sadly, it looks like Amulet's starting off a little slow. He's going to have to mulligan here. Not liking his initial hand.
Yeah, it's one of those decks that probably mulligan's okay, fortunately for him, because it is playing a ton of land. It kind of has to, along with the Ancient Stirrings, to start digging for other lands and other forms of... Actually, it's just lands in this deck, I suppose, because Summoner's Pact is technically a green card, although he is running a singleton main board, Engineered Explosives. Which
that's nice.
Yeah, that could come in handy against the 2-drops that Jund plays.
He's been tossing around a lot of different one-ofs. Is he still doing the Batterskull in the main board here?
Batterskull is not in this list, actually.
Oh, looks like he got rid of it. He's been swearing by that card, but...
Yeah, it looks like he took it out.
Nice. So yet again, I usually shout it out whenever Brandon plays, but please do get on your Facebook if you have it and search Amulet Titan MTG. There's a group that he has made for this deck, and a lot of players from all over the world get together and discuss the ways the deck needs to adapt to the current meta.
Yeah, it looks like he's no longer using the Batterskull. His main life gain engine now is Obstinate Bailoff. He's got 2 copies of it in his sideboard. So he's not going to have access to it in this game, but I imagine that's going to be boarded in very, very quickly against the threat of Liliana of the Veil.
Sadly.
Yeah, the ability to just counter that +1 by going, aha, look at my 4/4.
+1, give my opponent a 4/4. Ouch.
Yeah.
But this game's looking a little grim. He's mulling to 5. Oh, and now to 4.
Okay, now...
I didn't get to see what those hands look like, but this is looking like a very short round 1 here. All it's going to take is one of Norbut's turn 1 discard spells, which I can see an Inquisition sitting there in his hand to completely pick apart any hope of this game 1 here.
The top 4 of any big tournament like this is obviously the worst time to start having variance issues.
Well, get it out of the way game 1, hopefully. Here comes his 5. He's going to need some serious gas.
Like is this 5 or 4?
Oh my gosh. Maybe the scoop phase will be coming up shortly.
Well, he knows Norbut's deck, so if he decides to just throw away the first game and go
oh, he mulls again. What is going on?
I don't know.
I don't think it gets any better from here on out, but
no, because he needs a lot of cards in his hand in order to get a Zeusa running.
That's true.
So without a Zeusa, because Zeusa is going to be just completely dead here now.
He's not going to have enough lands to drop extra from his hand at all.
So how is he going to get to Primeval Titan? How is he going to survive that long?
I mean, Jund is a little grindy, but we'll see. It will be a miracle if he can pull out of this one.
It'll be very interesting.
Maybe a double Amulet, 3 lands. Or no, 2 lands. Oh, he's at 3 now.
Yeah,
oh
I could have sworn the hand he just threw away was a 4 card. Now he's going to keep his 3. Going to try it. He is on the draw.
What a good spot.
But Inquisition going to take away the Pact Negation. Brandon going to show him Gemstone Mine and was that Selesnia's Sanctuary? Yep. Ancient Stirrings though off the top.
Oh man.
Brandon asking for some dice from the judge.
Luckily we got you. We got you, fam, here at NeverBoard. Alright, Stirrings looking about the size his hand should be right now.
Finds a Radiant Fountain, that'll help him survive long enough.
Oh man, what a good sport for playing this out.
Those next 2 land drops, those next 3 land drops are already in his hand. Radiant Fountain, Selesnia's Sanctuary, Radiant Fountain. Norbut just going to step on the gas here, drop this turn 2 Dark Confidant.
Here comes Bob. Can he find the amulet? No.
Just going to drop the Sanctuary and recharge the Gemstone Mine, opting not to run out the Radiant Fountain.
That's kind of cute. I like that little mechanic.
Yeah, now Azusa actually works. Now if he top decks her, he's going to be able to play all 3 of his lands.
Ooh.
Norbut suddenly going, wait a minute, this discard spell's not useful. I'm going to take that back.
He's like...
I'm sorry, I was kidding.
JK.
Swing with Dark Confidant.
And the Scooz comes out.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're making him do it. Brandon is actually enforcing the rule here that Inquisition of Kozilek is going to find nothing.
Alright.
I mean, that's fine. It was going to be a dead card in Norbut's hand regardless.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not going to increase the power of Tarmogoyf at all either.
Man, this boy is a long way away from casting a Primeval Titan.
There's another Scoos. Nothing to eat, but that's okay. Another 2-2 in this match seems just fine.
Looks intense.
So he's got 2 unknowns, along with the 2 lands that we already did know about.
If he manages to put up a fight this round, I swear. Just land and pass, leaving his mana floating. I don't think he runs too much interaction at all, right?
Oh, I know why he enforced the Inquisition, because I think that revealed the existence of the Masuda. Because otherwise he wouldn't have seen it. Or is that what he got with the Ancient Stirrings?
I'm not entirely sure.
Oh no, he got the Radiant Fountain with the Ancient Stirrings.
Yes.
Swinging in.
Alright, kind of seeing a creature-heavy curve here from Jund, which is interesting. It's going to be helpful in this matchup.
Yeah, he's got Raging Ravine, which will be able to activate next turn. Got some bears to swing with. Thoughtseize to see his hand, and again, no dice.
All lands. Kind of what you expect to see in this deck's hand most of the time. Nearly half of the deck is mana, right? Like 28, probably 26.
I've got to count this up. This is a lot of count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22, 23, 24, 27. Yeah, 28 lands.
28, wow. Good guess. Been on point in my guesswork lately.
Yeah, it's working out.
Alright, activates the Ravine. And Brandon finally decides to scoop. Enough was enough. He couldn't take the torture any longer. Fuddling through that matchup, both players will reach for their sideboards here.
So what do we got? We've already seen Norbut's sideboard a couple times. Brandon Barrett's sideboard, he's got Hornet Queen, which would be very good against that kind of board state, which we just saw, where Norbut was trying to go wide with creatures. Sigarda, Host of Herons would be very good against Liliana. Stop the Sacrifice.
Yeah, truly.
Rurik? Yeah, maybe he brings in Rurik Thar because of all the removal.
This deck has such a funny sideboard. I love it.
There's a second copy of Pact and Negation as well. Fire Spout. We saw the option of Bailoffs. He's definitely bringing in the Bailoffs.
Yeah, Bailoffs are coming.
A couple Dismembers, a couple Tireless Trackers. Tireless Tracker very good in a grindy match.
It's strange though. What room does this deck have in the main board to swap out? I mean, it seems like so dedicated to its strategy.
Yeah, it seems like the list is very tight, but even tight lists can be played with to some extent.
Yeah, like drop an Azusa, drop 1 Primetime, drop the Courser, the Walking Ballista, maybe the Pact and Negation.
Yeah, I don't think he needs Pact and Negation, but he could disagree with me about that. He's the pilot.
It's true. It can become helpful late game when you really don't want to get hit by any of those removal spells.
We will see what he decides to do here. Already down 1 game, just based on variance alone. Had to mold a 3, kept it, tried to make it work, could not find any gas.
Yeah, Norbut's been making a lot of appearances here on this stream, been playing rather well. It seems like you and him were the top 2 seeds for the top 8 cut.
Yes, we absolutely were. Like I said, that one match we played at the end of the preliminary rounds, it did matter. Norbut entering the top 8 as a number 2 seed now faces Brandon Barrett.
Allowing him to choose to go first without the die roll, which is really helpful. Also, there were 2 matches before this that we did not get to see. I think Norbut actually replayed against the Lantern Control and bested him again in the tournament.
Hey, when you've got artifact, when you've got artifact hate, you've got artifact hate.
Truly. And who did you play in the last round right before this one?
So in the top 8, I ended up replaying Sean first. I swept him, and then I replayed Falcon because I had played Falcon in the preliminary rounds as well, and I swept him.
Cool.
So I'm good. So whoever wins this matchup is going to be playing me.
Super cool. Who would you rather fight, do you think, in this matchup?
Amulet Titan just can accidentally win out of nowhere, so I'd rather fight Norbut.
Yeah, isn't that annoying? When they accidentally the whole thing.
I mean, it's also the fact that Brandon Barrett had just defeated Andrew Healy in the top 8. Andrew Healy actually made top 8 despite losing that very first match he was in.
Amulet Titan did eliminate 5 cover humans from the top 8.
So, having already beaten the humans deck, that made me very nervous. I'm like, ugh, if he came out of nowhere to beat Healy, he can come out of nowhere to beat me. I would rather Norbut win this. But that's a selfish desire. Obviously, both of these are good players, and I'd be happy to play either one. But if I were to think in entirely selfish terms, who do I have a better chance to beat? It's got to be Norbut.
Yeah. I like how Brandon shuffles this like smooth molasses flowing in January.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who shuffle like that in the store. Anthony Marino made it popular, but we see a lot of people doing that whole cascading shuffle.
Yeah,
Just very, very fluffy and fluttery, babying
The
their
cat
cards.
purr.
And then, of course, there's me, the Neanderthal, going mash, mash, mash.
Slamming them down. All right, opens with the Forest. Not much. No Amulet coming out.
Yeah, that's very odd. I mean, he is playing 3 basic forests, but normally he doesn't lead with one of those. Cavern of Souls. I would assume naming Giant. Explore.
Oh,
All
that's the creature type of Primeval Titan?
Yes.
He's a giant?
He's a giant. Jolly green giant.
I love him.
Simic Growth Chamber.
He's going to bounce that Forest.
Might as well.
Right, pretty decent start here. This is what he wants to see, but not finding an Amulet really puts a hamper in his strategy. Slows down the kill turns, kill clock.
Yeah, he wants to have Primeval Titan swinging for 16 as soon as it comes out, but with no Amulet, that's not going to be possible.
Some crazy stuff goes down when you find multiple copies of Amulet, too, in this deck. It's
Yeah, because those are
mind-blowing.
triggered abilities. People think it's a replacement effect. It's not. It's a trigger. So you can actually float extra mana off of multiple Amulets.
Yeah, so one of these, what do they call these lands that give you 2?
Oh, the Karus.
Karoo lands. Yeah, you get, what, 4 mana out of that?
Yeah. They're called the Karus because they're named after the original cycle that did this, I think, was in Mirage. I can't remember for sure. But the white one was called Karoo.
Yeah,
and it
I
literally
always
just
call them Commander lands.
because they're played in every commander deck, and they're always targeted by acidic slime.
Oh, yeah. All right, so the Goyf is going to be a good blocker here, and he's going to help put some pressure on Brandon early game to start making sure that he takes enough damage so he can whittle him down late game.
Yeah, assuming Norbut's got more things to put in the graveyard, because as a 2-3, that's not a very fast clock, but you can get it up to a 4-5 pretty easily.
Yeah, the power of Azusa is real. Brandon's going to be emptying his hand like it's an affinity deck here in a minute.
He went ahead and ran out the Teleria West, too, not saving it for the transmute. Lightning Bolt on Azusa.
That's strong.
Tarmogoyf jumping up to a 4-5 just like that.
Man.
Following it up with a Dark Confidant.
So if Brandon put his Dismembers in, now would be the time to kill that Tarmogoyf before it gets any stronger. Now decides to explore.
Another Explore. Finds another Azusa, but no land.
Oh man, that's rough.
That's a bad spot to be in when you're relying on lands to go off. He's got only 5 mana, 1 shy of what he needs for Primeval Titan.
And this is one of the tricky things about playing a combo deck that doesn't really have much digging or setups. Like, a lot of the combo decks that are popular revolve around blue and things like, Serum Visions and Draw Power.
Kolagon's Command.
Ouch.
Oh, but he chooses the discard mode, and Brandon gets him with the Obstinate Baloth.
Nice.
Not going to be strong enough to block Tarmogoyf and live, but it will gain him some life back to
That's a big
weather
deal.
the attack.
Yeah, this will prolong the match. Hopefully not the inevitable defeat here.
Norbut opting not to swing. He does not want Dark Confidant as his only defense against that Baloth. He wants to keep drawing cards. You see he's got a spare Dark Confidant in his hand, but without any mana left to cast it.
Oh, and here he comes.
He found the Grove of the Burn Willows off the top. So Primeval Titan is going to come in.
And what is it here? Boros Garrison and...
Slayer's Stronghold.
Yeah.
But no, he's not getting it. He's going to get Boros Garrison and another Simic Growth Chamber.
So not going to get a taste then, right?
No, Primeval Titan is not going to swing, but there's going to be 2 bounce triggers here. So he'll be able to replenish his Teleria West and be able to transmute that if he wants. Cavern of Souls jumps back to his hand, but he won't be able to play it without Azusa on the table.
Very good way for Norbert to control this. No, now he just has to sit that primetime out there and say, oh, that's bad to see.
Well, no, actually that's not. Abrupt Decay cannot kill anything on Brandon's side of the table.
Oh, you're right.
It only hits non-land permanents with 3 or less. That's a 4 and a 6.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Abrupt Decay is actually a dead card here. So what can Norbert do?
He's got Maelstrom.
Oh, he's got Maelstrom Pulse. That'll take care of the giant. That'll work out just fine.
Wah, wah, wah.
But now Brandon is already set up as far as mana is concerned. He's got 8.
Gosh, now the deck seems scary. There's so many things he could sideboard in that could be a huge problem.
Yeah, so much for being mana screwed, right? All he needed was that 1.
Tireless Tracker.
Yep, that's Tireless Tracker.
It's about to get big.
Replay Cavern of Souls. No, not replay Cavernous Souls. He's going to take a moment to think about it.
Man, if only he found his amulet, this would be a completely different game.
Yeah, but even the slow grind is possible.
Truly.
And with that Obstinate Bailoff out there, Norbut very reluctant to swing in with that Tarmogoyf, knowing he would be behind in the race. Oh, there's Summoner's Pact. He'll be able to find another Primeval Titan. So now he plays the Cavernous Souls, calls Giant, gets a clue token, and then runs out the Primeval Titan.
My goodness. This time we might be seeing some hasty action.
Oh no, he's getting Sigarda.
Whoa.
I told you that's really good against the Liliana.
Oh my gosh. This is spicy right now. So you can't sack. It does something else good too, doesn't it?
She's got Flying and Hexproof as well.
Yeah.
5/5 with Flying and Hexproof. Abilities your opponents control, spells and abilities your opponents control cannot cause you to sacrifice permanents. So there's the clue token. Does he cast Sigarda now?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, he must. He must have. I don't know if he called Giant or Angel, but no, he must have called Angel because he needed the other white source. That's why he did that. And then a Sakura Tribe Scout.
A little late to the party.
Still makes a good chump blocker for that Tarmogoyf.
So he's just sitting with the Teleria West in his hand, and that's all. What are his transmute targets for that?
For Teleria West, other than lands, just Summoner's Pact and Pact of Negation.
Cool.
Oh, and Walking Ballista, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, Walking Ballista has a converted mana cost of 0 while it's not on the stack. So an Inquisition being revealed off of this Dark Confidant, that's not going to help Michael Norbut very much at all.
This is a very interesting turn of events here.
He's got the Abrupt Decay for Tireless Tracker, though. That'll stop the clues from being generated. Brandon already has one, though, so he's got an extra draw whenever he's got mana to spend. He'll have to spend 4 in his upkeep to pay for that Summoner's Pact, though.
So he'll be able to draw, and that's about it next turn. Still,
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's got tons of mana already.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting these things are like both doubled. They're all like doubles.
He's got 2 Cynic Growth Chambers and a Boros Garrison. And there's the Liliana, who is just going to make Brandon discard that Teleria West. Why not? She's not completely useless.
Is the transmute a sorcery speed thing?
Yes, it is.
Cool.
All right, time to pay up for that Summoner's Pact.
Be careful.
You don't want to go in too heavy on that Grove of the Burn Willows because you don't want to slowly give Norbut that life back that he's been losing to Dark Confidant.
Gonna draw with the clue here? No.
Ancient Stirrings with a blue floating. Let's see what he finds.
Normally he just pulls lands. A whiff?
Oh, he whiffed. How often does that happen?
How is that even possible?
I didn't think it was possible. I mean, I guess it technically is. It's just really, really rare.
All creatures?
He's got 28 lands in the deck. He obviously didn't find any. And then the Walking Ballista he could have gotten as well.
Very odd.
Oof.
Not having the best luck in this top 8 right now by Brennan.
Yeah, but he's got the Sigarda, so that's a clock. And this Dark Confidant keeps hurting Norbut. Brandon is still in this for sure.
That's the fun thing about the flying. You can't even get rid of his own Confidant if you wanted to.
It's got Flying and Hexproof. Liliana cannot make him sacrifice it. Norbut's got to find Damnation or just go wide. That'll help. Bloodbraid Elf into Tarmogoyf.
Big Goyf.
No, don't put that in your hand. That goes to the bottom.
That's a 5/6 now, maybe?
4/5 still. It's still sorcery, land, creature, and instant, I believe.
You're right, yeah, same.
No Planeswalkers in the yard just yet. And now he's going to go ahead and swing in with that Tarmogoyf that he was reluctant to swing with before. Obstinate Bailoff just going to chump block. Brandon opting not to spend the Sakura Tribe Scout to force the Tarmogoyf off the table. He's not willing to risk losing that creature. Wants to be able to play his land at instant speed. Oh, and he's got the Summoner's Pact off the top. Gosh. Thank you, Tireless Tracker.
Oh my goodness.
Here comes prime time.
Man, this deck has some crazy come from behind mechanics.
Oh, and Norbut's just going to scoop him up.
Yeah, he knows he has it pretty much. What can you do? For those of you who don't know, Alex, would you like to walk them through what happens after that Summoner's Pact?
They have to pay on upkeep, or are you talking about what happens with the Primeval Titan?
What happens with the Primeval Titan?
Oh, did he find the amulet? I didn't even see that he had the amulet.
He didn't.
Okay, that's super weird.
So he wouldn't be able to actually give him...
Oh, you know what? No, I know exactly what's going to happen. He is going to prime time to go find another bounce land, I would assume another Simic Growth Chamber, and Sunhome.
Yes.
They see each other come in, bounce trigger, bounce Sunhome back to hand, put it in play with the Sakura Tribe Scout, and then give Sigarda double strike for the win.
Yeah.
That's what was going on.
Sick. Sick with it. Yeah, he didn't have much life left, so the double strike in the air was completely unstoppable from Norbut.
So normally what happens, what Sako was trying to lead me into saying, if you have an Amulet of Vigor on the table, what's the normal protocol is you play the Primeval Titan, you get a Boros Garrison and a Slayer Stronghold, and they will untap because of the Amulet. You'll have to bounce a land, but that's okay, because now you have enough mana with the Slayer Stronghold to give the Primeval Titan haste, vigilance, and +2/+0. So then you go find Sunhome and another Boros Garrison. Actually, he's only got one Boros Garrison in the deck, so usually what happens is...
He can bounce that one and play it again.
Yeah, he can bounce the one and then play it again if he's got an Azusa or Sakura Tribe Scout.
Because I think the way the stack works with it is when it bounces, he can actually tap it.
He can tap it for mana before, in response.
And also to give the creature whatever bonuses he gets from it, the haste.
So the Boros Garrison bounces itself. He replays it again using either Azusa or his land play if he hasn't made one yet, or a Sakura Tribe Scout. It gets another bounce trigger, but that's fine because it'll untap, so he can have mana for Sunhome. And then he searches for Sunhome and another bounce land, presumably a Simic Growth Chamber, with the Primeval Titan's attack, and then gives it double strike with 4 damage, which is how he gets to 16 damage.
Yeah, that's crazy. But what I'm extremely impressed with is the sheer resilience of the deck. Like, even not finding its most integral pieces, it's able to battle back. Just the ramping alone is going to put some really powerful monsters and hard to deal with creatures on the board.
Yeah, how strong is Sigarda Host of Herons against this Jund deck? Having hexproof itself, so not even Terminator Dreadbore
There's
help
no
here.
Answers. The deck has literally no answers for
Yeah, and you can't... Liliana can't make him sacrifice. So
No.
Sigarda just sits there and lives forever.
Needs some sort of big old flying death touch thing or something.
You need Damnation. Like, that's
Yeah,
the
the
only
board
card in Norbut's deck that answers this.
Which kind of feels bad to have to use in this matchup because you need to put the pressure on him early with your creatures. Wonder if he sided it in or not.
Oh, he should have. I don't know if he did or not, but he absolutely should have. I don't see a reason for Norbut not to side in this Damnation. Because if Brandon slips, that's the punishment. And now, okay, no, he's not going to mold a 3 again this time, folks. He's fine.
Can the brother finally find an amulet? Let's see.
Well, if he did, it's going to get Inquisitioned away. Oh, but only Explore is a legal target, but he does show him double Obstinate Baloth and 3 land.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so Liliana doesn't feel so good. Bajuka Bog taking out that Inquisition from Norbut's graveyard. Let's see what Brandon can dig up. Norbut's got to take his turn too first, of course. Force into, I would assume, Tarmogoyf. There it is. It's only a 1/2 for now, but it will get bigger as the game goes on.
Jeez, this is just showcasing the importance of the information that comes from these hand discarding spells.
Oh, Brandon's just going to reload that Bajuka Bog. He could exile his own graveyard and make this Tarmogoyf a 0.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh, but Norbut's got to fetch, so it's not going to become a 0 anymore.
1/2.
It's a 2/3 right now. Land sorcery. He's holding a Maelstrom Pulse as an insurance policy, a very good one. And Dark Confidant to refresh his hand.
Yeah, this is going to help him kind of pull away and speed things up while Brandon's scrambling to get the combos together.
He's got the Sakura Tribe Scout, but... Oh, he's got double Sakura Tribe Scouts. Okay, so he's going to be able to accelerate, but I think the rest of his hand is just Obstinate Baloths and lands. That's it.
He's going to hard cast some Baloths here.
I would not be surprised if he just decides to do that. Inquisition's going to miss if Norbut decides to cast it.
You do not want to play that. If they have a valid target, can you still choose not to discard one?
Well, it says you choose. I don't know exactly what the ruling is. I don't know if you can choose not to have them discard anything.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder. Either way, he's not going to cast it.
Inquisition can only hit 3 or less anyway. It's not going to be able to hit Baloth.
The Pulse is kind of a blowout in that situation.
Brandon just top decked Azusa. He's going to be able to run out a lot more lands.
Good for him.
But does he decide to lay out this Bojuka Bog? I think he should. Oh, he's going to transmute.
Interesting, going for the pact here? No.
He's going for a Selesnya Sanctuary. That was a really, really just bombish Maelstrom Pulse.
Yeah, that's really tough to deal with. Just
2 for 1.
That's what the Jund deck thrives on, man. Between K command and then the VAT just messing with people's repetitive creature slots.
I can't believe I got so lost in thinking of ways for Brandon to come back from this. I didn't acknowledge that awesome play from Norbut just now with that Maelstrom Pulse.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Yeah, Bojuka Bog exiling his own graveyard, so now Tarmogoyf will fall to a 2/3.
Is Pulse only creatures?
It hits any non-land permanent.
Goodness gracious, so even if he does get his bomb amulet plays, it can just be erased.
Raging Ravine going to be ready to go next turn, assuming Norbut's got a 5th land. He's holding Terminate as well, so he's ready to intercept that Primeval Titan before he gets a swing off. Inquisition. Oh, Azusa's exposed. Brandon perhaps a little greedy with that transmute.
Yeah. Might have been a slightly different if he decided to just go run it out. Maybe he didn't have any lands to actually play with it, and that was the problem.
No, he had lands.
Oh, he did? Okay.
He's
Well,
got
yeah,
him now.
no,
He's got a Celestia Sanctuary, but
that's what he transmuted for, right?
yeah, that's what he transmuted for. But now this Gemstone Mine's going to go away. Here comes Obstinate Bailoff to start recovering. It's bigger than the Tarmogoyf for now, but who knows how long that'll last. There's a Terminate in Norbut's hand. It's going to be launched at this thing. Gruul Turf going to bounce his other land back. Oh, and a Lightning Bolt as well.
Gosh, the control elements are just whittling down everything Brandon puts onto the board.
Lightning Bolt's also a win condition under the circumstances. And he's got the 5th land for Raging Ravine if Norbut decides to do that.
A couple of routes of play here. I feel like we're going to see the Terminate.
Nope, it's going to be Liliana.
Sack a creature.
That's the only mode that matters. You
Yeah,
make Brandon
definitely.
discard, he's just going to discard the other Obstinate Bailoff.
And just wins here off the bolt, doesn't he?
Let's see, that's 3, 6, 8 damage. No, not quite.
Oh, yeah, no.
Brandon's going to be left at 2 if Norbut decides to launch this Lightning Bolt.
I'm sure he'll save it.
The other Obstinate Bailoff is going to come down, though. Brandon's got the mana for it. We'll bring him back up to 9.
Man, Jund coming out like a control deck in this matchup. Really amazing.
It does that quite often.
Yeah, Bob's just fueling his hand with all of this hand hate and destruction, showing the sheer power. No wonder why he's hitting those triple digits.
And uncontested Dark Confidant will get you very far, no matter what the matchup is. And there's that Bojuka Bog again. And now Norbut's graveyard going to be emptied. That's just going to leave creatures alone, I think. Oh, wait, no. Creatures and 1 land. That Gemstone Mine is still sitting in Brandon's graveyard. Tarmogoyfs are going to be 2/3s. And if you're Michael Norbut... Oh, he's got another Liliana, so he's going to be able to put a Planeswalker in his own graveyard. That'll bring the Tarmogoyfs back up.
Zach, that's a GG, huh?
Yep, looks like it. 3, 6, 8, and then the Lightning Bolt follow-up. Die?
Good game. Wow. Jund just truly displaying its power there. Like, if you don't have a lot of resources against Jund, you're going to fall behind no matter what.
Yeah, it's one of those decks that just loves to grind, and it grinds better than just about every other deck in this format.
Truly, it's just like playing off the top of your deck it just feels good as Jund for some reason.
Yeah, it didn't feel as good before, but that Bloodbraid Elf unban, so nice. Oh, Fulminator Mage. Of course Norbut boarded in Fulminator Mage. How could I forget about that card? That's a great answer to those Karoo lands. We talked about Acidic Slime earlier. This is basically Acidic Slime.
No joke. And looks like that's all he boarded in. That's kind of surprising to me. But either way, really great showing from both of these players. Congratulations to Brandon for making the top 8, and Norbut will continue onward here to the final round. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please like, subscribe, comment, and follow us for some more NeverBoard content.